Today, for the first time ever, we'll be visiting the showrooms of one of VeVe's biggest whales, and my good friend GrubahB. He also did the largest private deal ever in VeVe history. We'll talk about how he acquired almost 3,500 NFTs, and we'll take a very exclusive look at a group of collectibles. All of them are sub 100 mint. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and most of all, subscribe now so that you don't miss out on the actionable and valuable insights brought to you by VeVe's experts and biggest whales that will help you to make the best decisions possible. Let's get to it. First, let's go through Grub's first showroom. This is the Golden Dragon Girl. Maybe just to get started, my first of all, beautiful mint, by the way.
Thanks.
My first question for you guys is, I would say that these are some of the best looking collectibles on the app in terms of the details and the aesthetic. However, the majority of the VeVe community are fans of big IPs like Star Wars, Marvel, Disney, DC Comics. The focus is on those brands, and therefore the money is on those brands. Do you think we'll get to a point where some of that appreciation shifts to these beautiful looking collectibles? For example, like look at the details, the scale of the dragon, and the tattoos on the girls as well. And we, do you think there will be a point where some of the appreciation shifts to these collectibles?
If you don't mind, I'll go first on this.
Yeah.
First of all, forgot how beautiful these collectibles really are. I mean, they are masterpieces. They are probably right. Back when we didn't have Disney and Marvel yet, and we only had DC, this was it. This was the next best thing, because this is what VeVe was providing. I love them. I mean, the more I'm watching this, the more I'm happy I collected them and I'm holding them. I don't know that we're going to see a shift of the money moving from the big IP to this. I think we'll see just kind of a gradual acceptance of either people who are stacking other things that are big IP, or people who know the artists and what they're releasing. And over time, everyone is going to be on this platform. That is, VeVe's responsibility and job, to bring everybody over. Just like there's, OpenSea, and other trading platforms, VeVe has, a lockdown on the best IP. And, for something that is not well known, I pretty much know everything about these now. And I won't take credit for all the mints, because back then, Ed was my man. He was bringing me all these mints. I mean, without Ed, I wouldn't have some of these mints. So that's my shout out to Ed.
I appreciate that. Yeah, adding to that, yeah, I agree with you, Grub. These golden dragon, or these dragon girls, they're just incredible detail. But like what you just mentioned, like with the liquidity moving over to this, I mean, it's versus the IP, the big IP. It may not go that, like a lot may not go that way, but certain individual collectors may, grab some of these, like the ones that want to collect, that see these valuable in the detail versus just the IP. I mean, these are beautiful. I agree, Will. These are one of the best looking collectibles, in my opinion, as well. They're beautiful. The detail is just wow.
And I think they're also going to gain value, not just from the collectors, but eventually when they do roll out MCP. I mean, there's valuable points in here. We got one secret. I think it's a secret rare standing alone in the Golden Dragon, and then we have another 4-piece set.
Right there in the middle.
Yeah, eventually everyone is going to need these points, and they're going to be looking for the points. And right now, these are the cheap points. Imagine what happens when people realize it, they scoop them. A perfect example of this right now is those Disneyland posters. There's less than 50 per. Some of them are below 40. And that's just for the points, not even for how cool they look. They are cool. So I think once MCP rolls out, we're going to see a total shift on everything. And that's when the driving up of the price will come. But collectors, that side would take a long time without MCP. So that's just my opinion. So VeVe, roll it out already.
So Elite, you are a value guy. You are a big IP guy, Star Wars, Marvel, Disney. What can VeVe and these brands, these indie designer brands do to get your attention, to convince you, hey, these are good collectibles for the long term? Or are you just gonna say no to them and just focus your capital on the big IPs?
Great question. I mean, I think also with these artists, they have scarce collectibles, as we've been seeing, like with the Decon, they've been throwing out scarce collectibles. I think that's their number one thing right now, is to keep it low supply while coming out with extreme great detail to showcase their artists, their true artistry. So I mean, it's hard to match with the big IP. I mean, it's just hard to compare. You just really can't compare. So like these Dragon Girls and the artists, I think just showcasing their great artistry and to grow their own name, to build a name for themselves out there, and to grow pretty much, because the big IPs already have millions and millions of fan base, while these artists are still trying to grow. So there's a big difference where it's hard to compare the two. I don't think they're in different. I don't think they could be comparable in any way, in that terms of known, like being well known in the world. So, but for me, I mean, if I see a really great piece and I like it personally, I mean, I may go for it. So as of right now, I'm strictly just focusing on the IPs for now. So that's it at this moment right now.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, on the other hand, too, a lot of these Dragon Girls aren't even sitting on the market because people bought them so long ago, and they either don't want to sell it at a loss, they love the item, or they realize the value of what they're going to provide later on down the road when they want that big IP with the Master Collector points. Let's
go to a different showroom over here, and I wanted to pause this real quick just to appreciate these three collectibles. I will say this is one of the best flexes I've ever seen on the app. We have the Nightwing number 40, which is the last ever VeVe owned min. Todd McFarlane, Batman number 100, 95th, and number 41, Robin, which is the first ever public Robin NFT. Grub, why don't you pick one and we can talk about them?
Well, I'm going to talk about the one thing missing. First of all, I want my physical card. What did you call them? Physical?
Oh, digital.
Yeah, I want that card to go with my.
I'll get them to send to you. Okay. I'll get them for you.
But I mean, so tough to say. They all are amazing pieces. From what brought everybody to VeVe. Batman brought everyone to VeVe. That's it. I mean, I don't know that people were running to VeVe for Cartoon Network shows. Maybe they are. I don't know. But these are awesome pieces. I know many people have heard my story on how I acquired 40 and 41. 95, I'm pretty sure I just bought off the marketplace when my guess would be Silicon Secure told me, hey, this is on the market. You should own it. And of course, I went and owned it. But these pieces are special. They're going to be valuable all the time, no matter what. Last ever VeVe mint, first ever public mint, 95th, NFT on the blockchain for VeVe. So I gotta say that these will be forever holds for me. I'm not going to sell them. And they're beautiful, right?
Yeah, and like so. That. Recently, DC Direct changed their deal with VeVe. Now they are taking 6% from the transaction fee. So when that announcement first came out, my initial thought was that, okay, this represents a stronger commitment of DC to put out more product on VeVe, because if they do, then they get more money, right? They get more revenue from collectors. But it's been a while now since there's been any DC Directs drop. What do you guys think about that? Is that a sign that DC doesn't really care about VeVe anymore? Is that a negative sign, or do you think that is a positive side in the sense that, okay, these collectibles there are not many of them anymore because DC is not coming out with as many collectibles as Marvel or Disney do. Therefore, these 2020 NFTs will get scarcer, and therefore that will help with the appreciation of the value. What do you guys think about that deal and the fact that we're not seeing that many DC Direct NFTs anymore?
And I'll let you go first.
Yeah, so with that increase of that 6% recently that they switched, I think that's fair enough, because like all the other ones are getting 6%, Disney, Marvel. So I mean, it only makes sense that, you know, DC can also get an extra added bonus as well, while leaving the 2.5 while leaving their previous percentage that they would get the same, you know, versus like increasing everything, even including the first ever season 1, you know, before they even increased the fee. So at least, you know, I believe they deserve it. I believe they deserve the increase in the fee. But also with the DC Direct, like how you mentioned that they're not rolling out as much collectibles on the app. I mean, yeah, they're rolling out a lot throughout different platforms. I mean, that's their right. You know, DC can do what they want with their IP. So I respect that too. So that's pretty much it with that.
I honestly, and I can't confirm anything, but it really feels to me that VeVe came to DC. DC's like, sure, why not? We'll check it out. And then they kind of forgot about it. And then VeVe, and again, we're not behind closed doors. We don't know what the contracts say, but I think they're waking up to it and saying, wait a minute, we got Disney and Marvel all up in this, and we started it. We were the trailblazers. We need to get back in this and make some money with it. So I do hope they release more stuff. I mean, they got some amazing black and white statues still to go, you know, color statues, so much stuff that they could actually release. And I feel like them seeing the success of Marvel is probably going to push them to start releasing again. Can't confirm it, but it just would seem that way. If they want to increase the rates, you know, they got to release something good to continue to create that new shiny toy that everyone's going to want, right? Because that's what we've known with VeVe. Until we get a upswing in users, we are kind of just stuck with the same liquidity, you know, and only a really big new drop. Like this past week, we had was it this week or last week? We had the Disney drop, right? With the golden moments. I think some 700,000 plus gems were purchased for that specific drop. So I'm pretty sure that DC wants a piece of that.
Yeah, definitely. And I would say that DC make some of the best looking collectibles on the app when compared to Disney. And one reason is because these collectibles that they have, they already produce the physical editions already. So it's just a matter of them scanning the Todds and the Nightwings and a Robin and put them in an NFT 3D AR format. So yeah, I would love to see more DC stuff coming out. So now we'll walk to a different section of this showroom with the T-Rexes. Grub, I know that you have over 100 T-Rexes.
155 now, I think.
155 now? Wow.
Backing, there you go.
I believe in FA, the tag for this dinosaur. I believe that, you know, it's not a grail. I get that. But when we are in the metaverse and it's not 1.0 in a showroom and we're actually there and I'm riding a T-Rex, or I put T-Rexes all around my land to protect it, I think people are going to really see the value of what the T-Rex can do. Plus the sound, the animation, the way it looks everything like when I was a kid and I saw the first Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and Elite, you are sort of like a value-oriented guy. Do you think one day you will collect these T-Rexes?
I mean, I had one before, but I Grubah ended up buying mine, right? He purchased mine in the market. So
I'm gonna stick to the VeVe Army family purchasing scheme, which is if I see somebody that I know and it's within buy range, I'll absolutely buy theirs because they're in the Army over somebody else.
thank you for that. I appreciate it. I mean, I think this was during the time when AF-15 started to roll out, where I was, or something like really good coming out that I needed liquidity. So I just started to, I unloaded my T-Rex. And then, you know,
I'm pretty sure it wasn't. That's when everybody was unloading. So
yeah.
I took the opportunity.
There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome, man.
So
Yeah.
T-Rex. It's a great piece. I mean, the animation is amazing. That's gonna look good in the VeVe-verse to protect our home, our showroom.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Shout out to my boy Johnny Gems. He's all over this one too. So him and I probably are own a lot of the market share.
There you go. You guys want a big portion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like the sound and the animation looks so cool too.
It does, absolutely.
Yeah.
Really dig it.
And I think they did a really good job with the texture as well. Yeah, go on, Grub.
I was just gonna say, where are we going next in the showroom? I see so much stuff I forgot about.
Yep. Okay. So this is my hypothesis. So this is I believe this is the common Spider-Man. I believe that this is common or secret rare.
Secret rare.
Secret rare?
Yeah, of course.
Oh. Okay. I thought this was a
You
common.
know what? We could pretend he's a common right now. Let's go with common.
Oh, this is a secret rare.
It is secret.
I've never seen a secret, so I don't have one, obviously. I've never seen a secret rare in a showroom. I should have tapped on this guy. I should have activated the animation. I thought it was like a common Spider-Man.
No, I mean I have probably 100 common Spider-Man, but this is my secret rare. Did a special one. For you.
Okay. All right. Let me process this a little bit.
It sounds like you have some things about the common.
Okay.
One.
Yeah. I would say that in terms of popularity and just the ease to get them because they are the common variant and they're not that expensive, I have a feeling like the common Spider-Man will become sort of like a stable coin in VeVe, sort of like the S&P 500. What do you guys think about that?
Couldn't agree more. It's provided a lot of people liquidity when they needed it. It's easy to grab back in a bear market. But even when it was, just kind of hanging around, that common is any Spider-Man fan's perfect entry-level piece.
There you go. I agree. Yep. That's a great liquidity piece right there. Those pieces. That one. Yeah.
And when the secret rare goes back to 100 grand, people will kick themselves in the butt for. I think I saw last there was one at like 8,600. Crazy. This one, I'll be honest. This one I paid 23,000 for. So.
Oh yeah. Oh,
23,000 gems or 23,000 USD?
Crypto.
Oh, okay.
Crypto.
USD.
And so you guys have very different entry points to the secret rare Spider-Man. Elite, I know you pay a lot less, maybe like a tenth of what Grub pay for, right? Maybe.
I did get it on the drop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you win that one.
Yeah, I landed it for 400 gems on the drop. So I was fortunate to get one on the drop. Luckily, yeah.
Can't
so I'm still holding mine. That one's a hodl for a while.
Attaboy.
Do you guys think that you take profit? Well, do you regret not taking profit on the secret rare Spider-Man in a January bull run?
I mean, I did. This is my second one.
Oh, yeah, right. Maybe this is a question for Elite. Grub, we'll talk about your profit taking later because you made it. Like, you are the first guy who made it out of VeVe. So, Elite, what about you?
Oh, it's not that I regret it. It's you know, just a missed opportunity that, you know, would have been a great opportunity if I were to time it correctly and be able to sell at the higher end. You know, not necessarily 100K, you know, but possibly like 75, you know, somewhere within a lower range than the 100K range. Something that's sellable, you know, you gotta price at a sellable price point that someone will be like, ooh, it looks good, enticing, you know. If it was at 100K, like, or 99K, if I just floored it 1,000K under the 100K floor, I don't think it would sell like, you know, right there and then. You know, it would have to be like 75 or 80, you know, somewhere a lot lower than the actual floor would be, you know. So, I mean, of course, I would love to have just sold it at 75K and
buy back how many, you know, 10 more.
Yeah, hold the gems, and then now I can rebuy again, like stack more, you know. So, but I'm okay with it, you know. I just, you know, the long-term vision, I still feel as the supply gets more scarce in the market, you know, the value can go up higher as well as people buy. So we'll see how it goes long term for VeVe. That's what we're here for.
And don't forget, we who said it in our group in the army? Matty Boom Boom said it best, bro. Time spent in the market is better than time spent outside watching the market. So you're still in the game. You haven't lost. I mean, you're still up. You got it on the drop. And you should be very proud of yourself for hodling this. I think 100,000 is going to be entry level soon enough.
There you go. There it is. Yeah, that's the goal and vision that we all see, you know. I mean, we'd like to see the all-time highs again, although it's going to take, you know, a lot more now than how it was before in January, due to the circumstances and the other factors that we had in the marketplace and the whole community. So it's going to take a lot still to get there, but, you know, I think down the line, like, we can eventually get there at some point. So
I agree with that statement. It's just, again, we're in a bear market, not just in VeVe, not just in crypto, not just in the stock. The entire world is in a bear market. So, you know, history will prove itself right. Everything will right itself. And, you know, I don't know if we'll see all-time highs on all the pieces we used to see, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get very close to it, especially on the big IP. The big IP stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
So now we are at... What's that?
That I'm looking at the ladies you got us paused on right now.
Yep. Another flex, full set mint 98. How many people can say that? Like, in the future, I'll be like, oh, I have Supergirl mint 5729, and many people will say a long sentence, but for you, Grub, you can say, oh, I have that set mint 98.
Yeah, I mean, again, I wish I got on the mint set collecting earlier, even though I was early. A lot of the OGs kind of like saw the writing on the wall before I did, and they jumped on. I did jump in eventually, and I mean, any matching set I have, I'm never selling. You know, it would have to be a really good deal for me to let go of something like that. All the other pieces, maybe one day. You know, we all got to take profit. Everyone has a you know, bottom line and numbers to fill in their life. But you know, these matching sets, even like these 45s right now we're looking at too. It's really hard to do. You know, I'm trying to do it on my Sorcerer's hat. I want to match it to all three of the Mickeys they released this week. And so far I got the secret rare and I can't find the other two. You know, once you're outside of 2 in a set, you know, 2 in a set's pretty easy, right? But when you're getting to 3 and 4 in a set, it is tough to do, which again is going to increase the value. It's going to make it more profitable. And VeVe is going to sell matching sets. Eventually, you know, they've said we'll be able to request specific mints from people. So I feel like people are going to start doing this more, especially with more interviews showing that people are doing this, like me, and I think there's some other YouTubers out there that I interviewed guys with special mints. I think you just did one with Mr. V, also
Oh,
in
yeah.
the Army shop, with his 1, 2, 3, 4s, all Disney. I mean, that's amazing. And someone else in the group said they have 100 matching. So there's definitely value in that. And if people are watching this for advice, information, never financial advice, obviously, but the more you can match on your mitts, the more value you'll bring to your vault.
I agree. Matching mints, wow. Yeah. That's not easy to do, because I remember when back in the day when we used to do mint hunting, I would look for mints for you. It was difficult because you would have to contact people directly, individually. People would have to let us know that it's out there. It's hard to find if no one's even bringing it up. If they're not even selling it
either, right? Remember when there was no marketplace?
Yeah,
you had a list of guys that would come to you. You'd go to them. You knew, they knew. I don't know how they knew, but they knew.
Yeah, it was a whole. That time was. I mean, it was fun during that time because we would have to reach out to people, interact with people daily. That's how we started to build our name back in the day. People knew each other. Oh, that guy, he's a whale. He buys all this. Stuff like that. Yeah, that was fun.
It's literally why I came to you. Everybody knows it's me. I gotta stop.
They're gonna overcharge you, Grub.
They did. Eddie came to the rescue. He came in. He facilitated all the deals. We didn't even need escrow because everybody knew him. Ed made a name for himself to be a trailblazer, basically, in this new forefront that we just joined maybe 3 or 4 months before I met Ed, maybe less. Excuse me. So, props to Eddie. He did all this. He built a group. We have a channel, and we have a community within the community. So I love it, man. Thank you again for all that. It's big time.
I appreciate that. Thanks a lot from the beginning of the journey that we started. So.
Yeah, and I would say these kinds of extremely valuable relationships is what have kept our group and also the VeVe community together through so many tough times. We've been through multiple times when the sentiment was super negative, and without people coming together and then motivating each other and being kind to each other, I don't think we would be here today. Yeah,
it's fair to say. I mean, look, we're in a down sentiment right now, and I wake up every morning and I see the VeVe Army. Good morning. What are we looking at? What are their deals? People know what mint numbers you need. They're looking out for you. When things go south and you come together, there is great opportunity for success. And I believe that everything that we do as a team is pushing us one day closer to the next bull run, right? That's our boys do every morning.
And also what I've realized from looking at the data analytics of my viewers and some of the YouTubers viewers as well, I would say that the demographic of the VeVe community is majority male from the age of around 25 to 50. So these are people like us, right? Who have who are working full-time, who have family. Majority have family. I don't have family yet, but we are grown-ups. So I would say that we are a little bit different than the OpenSea NFT crypto crowds a little bit, who tend to be a little bit younger. So the fact that we have so many grown-ups in the community is actually a pretty good thing, because people are mature, people have family, so people are likely to scam each other. Obviously, scams still happen all the time, But I would say that generally the environment has been very friendly, and yeah, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. We definitely have a great environment. I think that, you know, many of the negative naysayers cashed out the minute that they got the cash out. You know, they sold all their stuff. And what we have left now is people that believe in what VeVe stands for, what they're going to do, and the roadmap. And if you can have a you know, semi-positive place to discuss something that you're passionate about, like we all are, it you know, gets you to the next bull run. It gets you to the next place. It also has opened my eyes, even me, to buying, you know, other NFTs that digital collectibles, or even the comic books that I never thought that I would even buy. You know, I've learned a lot from a lot of different people. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not the tell-all, say-all of anything, and I am willing to learn. So, you know, if anyone wants to join the VeVe army and, you know, be in that kind of a positive environment, even when everything is down and sentiment sucks and whatever, hit up Ed. He'll get you in a link and get you in.
There you go. Yeah, we're welcome for people that's been in VeVe for a while, or, you know, people that are trying to learn. You know, we're open. So, you know, if you guys want to come along, just give us a message.
So my next discussion question is, we have been through a bull run in January. We are now in a very long bear market. How have your collecting and investing strategy on VeVe shifted over time, and what are the lessons that you have realized?
For me, I mean, I'm not like one of the biggest players in the game. So, like you mentioned, I'm a value guy, right? So I gotta make the best of what I can with what I have, pretty much, you know. So, if I can get, you know, a great item, a great piece for what I can afford in the app, you know, then I'll go for it, you know. So during this time, right now, I'm not just getting into every single drop. I'm not buying every single thing that comes out anymore at this time. I'm pretty much already like a little tapped out, pretty much. Like, I just wanna enjoy what I have right now, just the limited amount of pieces that I have, and still be here throughout the journey of VeVe and just watch everything unfold until like I really see something that I really, you know, want to get again, that comes out in the near future. So until then, I'm still just keeping a watch on VeVe and everything else. But I'm staying put. I haven't bought anything other than I did buy the new Mickey Mouse, that new the Fantasia one. So I did buy one of the uncommon one. So that was my last purchase since AF15.
Oh no, go for it. Finish up.
Oh, actually, yeah, I actually went for the Decon, the dinosaur drop, that scarce one. But I wanted to go for that secret rare. That was what I went for, actually, as well.
What have I learned? Well, I've learned that there's a way to get in, there's a way to get out, but they're gonna pull you right back in. So, well, I thought, you know, I sold about 75% of what I had, and I kept another, you know, the last 25%, and I thought I was just gonna sit and not worry about it and just move on with my life. But VeVe is way cooler than just, you know, OpenSea, where I can collect the picture and that's the end of it. You know, I can make these beautiful showrooms. Eventually I'll be in the VeVeverse. And I've learned that, you know, in crypto, you got a dollar cost average. I'm not a seller. You know, I will sell to gain big profits if it makes sense. But right now, obviously, there is no reason to sell. Everyone's vaults are down, mine included. And all I'm doing is dollar cost averaging. And I'm trying to be very smart about the pieces that I buy. I want to make sure they're key pieces, and that people are going to want them for MCP points at some point. So I'm not tapped. I am just selectively picking what I want to stack to sell later for liquidity. For example, and it's just one example, I think I have about 35 Carmine Robins right now. And maybe I've put on about 16 or 17 more Nightwings. These are key pieces in sets. And people are going to need them. Also picked up a bunch of, I don't remember if it was Joe's or Becky's in that first series, because we all know that Todd is impossible to get. And if you get a Todd and you can pull off a Rizzo, all you need is to complete these two pieces, and they both became key pieces. So I'm trying to really put on the pieces that I know later I can sell while still holding a bag of them. And dollar cost averaging down to make sure, I'm making money one day. Because ultimately I love collecting, but we want to make money. That's why a lot of us are here. That's why the majority of people are here. They're not collectors, they're flippers, they're money makers, and they help make the app work, right? Without a secondary marketplace for someone to buy something and then flip it, VeVe would kind of just be I don't know, isn't there like another Disney one where you can collect, you can buy, but there's no numbers, there's no scarcity, anyone can do it. So it's just at that point, it's nothing special. What VeVe is creating and the sub-economy it's creating is special. There's something special about that. So my lesson is dollar cost average, dollar cost average, dollar cost average. If anybody learns anything from me today, it doesn't even have to be VeVe related, just stocks, bonds, whatever you're investing your money in, always double down. When the market goes down, you go in again.
These golden moments.
Okay.
Very nice mint.
There's not all of them. I pretty much have every golden moment sub 100 except for a Walt. I'm pretty sure. But when I made the showroom, it kept crashing, so I left a lot of them out. But again, iconic pieces. These are all duos, right? And is Donald in there? No, Donald's not in there. But I like to take a low piece. I like low mints. Those are the ones I'll hold forever. And any high mint is just liquidity. At some point it becomes liquidity because I'm going to want something new. And in a bull run, I'm not going to need to put my money in anymore, right? I could just sell a couple Labbits, or I could sell, a couple Spider-Mans, and I can go buy something that I want. So the reason why you see so many low mints in my vault, nice trick by the way. The reason why you see so many low mints is because those are my long-term holds. Those are ones I know I'm not moving anytime soon, And these posters that we're moving on to very quickly, I apologize, it's still Disney related. If you guys don't own at least one set of these Club 35 posters, I mean, the amount of disappointment you're gonna have when MCP rolls out and you don't get a free 35 daily points by owning just one set, all secret rare, and all of them selling for less than 200 right now on the floor, or even some less than 100. This one right here, the Red Wagon Inn, that's Club 33 today, people. I don't think anybody knows that. I don't think everybody knows that. And it's a sleeper. And I highly, highly, highly suggest, not financial advice, having one set. If you believe in VeVe's roadmap.
Those are historic, yeah. Those. Now the stamps. Here you go.
Yeah, the stamps, I mean, again, these are not the first stamps released on the blockchain, so they might not have that value like we have with the Dia de los Muertos, but these are very cool because these are the first presidential stamps released on a blockchain through the United States Postal Service. If you're telling me that these are not going to hold value one day, I mean, I don't know what world we live in. Today, if you have one in mint condition, they got to be worth. I'm not a collector of stamps, so I'm not sure on the value, but they are worth money. And we're talking about the first president, one of the most iconic presidents to abolish slavery. I mean, we have so much going on here. So that is why I collect low mints. It's not for a quick sale. These are my long-term holds. And there's always some kind of reason, like you don't see me stocking any Tobies, no offense to the artist, just not my thing. But posters, you know, stamps, things that have high MCP value one day, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And I wouldn't be shocked if eventually VeVe put a little bit of weight on mint numbers, because they're the one that released them originally. So eventually there has to be an end game with these mints.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Eddie, so you are a value IP guy. Do you think you will venture out to collect these stamps? Or do you stay with your Marvel and Star Wars and Disney?
As for right now, the stamps, I mean, they're a great entry point right now. So it wouldn't hurt, you know, to add a few of the stamps and just to have it as a collection. So yeah, I can see myself grabbing a few stamps, you know. So, but not to go all out.
If you're going to, make sure you grab Abe, because there's only one Abe Lincoln in all this.
What was that? Excuse me.
There's only one Abe Lincoln stamp, so that's the one that I suggest to go for.
Oh, I see that right there.
This is the one on the left side? Are you talking about this one?
It's the only Abe Lincoln. Maybe he's on the other secret rare, but that's with everybody. He's the only standalone president on these stamps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's here too.
Even there.
Oh, okay.
That's why I took number 41. I just, you know, kind of went with it. There's other.
Oh.
Washington's here, you know, Hamilton's there, but only one Abe.
Okay. So that's why you went for the first ever public mint.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is U.S. history right here. This is historic. You know.
Yeah,
wow.
I agree. It is. It is very historic right here.
Yeah.
And those posters, those Disney posters, though.
All right, let's get back at the poster.
Yeah, you're not going to get much more value from MCP points than that. I think 2 of them are like below 100, 2 are below 200, 3 of them are below 200. So, I mean, for less than $500, you get 35 daily points by holding these, and they're disappearing.
Yeah.
So I think people are waking up to it,
and they're getting more scarce in the market as well.
Yeah,
the supply is getting, you know, getting taken away.
In and out.
Rainbow Cavern, yeah.
That's actually my favorite one. I think that's the biggest sleeper. I think that when people will eventually do their research, this one is sold for a high value physically, and there's not a lot of them. So I feel like people will start to equate the value to the physical, and this will be the most expensive. But I could be wrong. You know, there are guys that say that the Rocket's the most important one. Some people say this right here because, you know, Red Wagon Inn is now, you know, Club 33. That's super exclusive and very hard to get into. And this was supposedly Walt Disney's, you know, favorite spot. So don't sleep on these. All 5 of them. Just don't sleep on them. They're all secret rares. There's a reason why David Yu tweeted that these are grails. They're grails.
Yeah, that's another thing is bringing in new users. Where how can they come in brand new, and how do they know that these things have special, unique, historic, you know, capabilities, like when they come in. So I guess, you know, that's where I'm thinking with new users, if they just jump in without knowing anything about VeVe much, how will they see the items currently in the marketplace? How will they view it versus the OGs that already know how it works now within the VeVe system, the VeVe world? So,
I mean, I have a kind of an answer to that, Ed. So let's think about to when you and I first started this venture, right? This adventure and venture. There was no marketplace. We had no idea what these things were really worth. I never saw the marketplace because the marketplace closed 3 days before I joined, I believe, or something like that. Some, you know, crazy close margin. And how did we figure it out? We just, you know, we had to sniff around on Telegram, Discord. And I think the new users actually have it really easy because when you join VeVe, you know you can find a Discord. You know there's a place for a community. It's not the best place, but there is a place for community there. And I think that over time, anyone coming to VeVe is either going to be a true collector, or somebody that's heard that somebody made money with this app and there's a way to do it. And I think that people are smart enough to do their research. And yeah, some people will miss out. Some people won't really understand. But the ones that are interested in a long-term future of investment with collecting, whether it be sports memorabilia, cards, signed merchandise, whatever it is, those are the people that are going to understand what VeVe is all about. And I feel like I'm rambling on, but ultimately, it's going to be a combination of their smarts, their skill to do their own research, learning from the community, finding posts, things that I've posted, Maddie, you, Will, the content creators, some of the best ones sitting right here, right now. Shout out to you, Will.
Thanks.
But I think that people will figure it out. And I think that people want this. I don't think people want a squiggly line selling for 17 ETH or something like that. I think they want to know that a ride that they went on in the 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever it was when they were kids at Disney World or Disneyland, there's nostalgia there. How many times they're releasing these Spider-Man movies? There's technically nostalgia there, right? I remember Spider-Man from the early 2000s. That's like my Spider-Man, but everyone's got a different Spider-Man. So anyways, my thought is it's on VeVe to bring in the new users. They know they need to. They can't keep on relying on our liquidity. Plus, the cash out is there. It was great to see crypto and bank transfers, but the reality is crypto disappeared very quickly, and that's the one that needs to be focused on. People need to be able to bring out crypto, bring in crypto, pay with OMI, pay with ETH. That has to start playing again soon. Otherwise, people are just going to be, SOL. There's certain countries that the banks just don't work with VeVe, or their supplier, or what is it? Their Payoneer people. They can't do anything about it. So, patience. It's coming. There's another wave coming. We caused Todd, Batman Todd, to go up to what, 10,000 with no marketing.
Batman Todd?
Yeah,
I thought it was like 15,000 even.
Okay,
or
maybe
like 14.5. Yeah, it was.
Whatever it was $300 when I was first buying it from people off the store. Sorry, off the market, and obviously $80 in the store. But like, the reality is we figured it out. We made it go to there first on the blockchain. People did that research. They didn't come to the conclusion because VeVe said, "Oh, this is first on the blockchain." They came to that conclusion because they were like, "All right, well, which one's the first? Is the common the first? Was this, the ultra rare the first?" They do the research. New users. That's where everything is going to shift again. We could still be in a bear market, adding 300,000 users, and you'll see everything disappear.
I agree. Great points there. Yep. You're on the dot on that one. That's exactly how I see it as well, with the new users coming in. Overall, I think at the same time with the new users, it's also keeping users as well, because we see people come and people go. I mean, that's just how every market is. Some people lose feelings. Like it's like a relationship with a girlfriend or a wife or a girlfriend. Like you lose feelings for them and you move on. You break up. So it's like a relationship with VeVe. We have a strong relationship. Some people feel differently next week. The next month they feel different. Some come back to their feelings again. Oh, I love you again, VeVe. It's a up and down roller coaster, like a relationship. So, but I love it though. That's just how it works. That's just how life is. So, I think overall, VeVe will do well overall in the long term. So,
Pokemon, when Pokemon. That won't require much marketing. So I think once you tell people Pokemon is here, they're just, where's VeVe? What's VeVe? Let me find VeVe. That's all they're gonna need.
Yeah. So now that we have about 3 minutes left, is there anything that you guys think people should know or be aware about, or is there any advice, general advice that you would like to give folks who are watching? Because you guys have been here since last year, very early on. You have a lot invested in the app. You have made certain mistakes, but you have made tremendous wins as well. Let the audience know your advice or something that you would want them to benefit from.
Well, again, if you're already here, you've already started collecting, you've already paid higher value for a lot of these things, these pieces, you might as well start buying them at cheaper prices right now. Dollar cost average, make sure you are profitable. If you don't have liquidity, hold. There's nothing wrong with holding. You're not going to lose if you sell. Sorry, you are going to lose if you sell today. You're not going to lose if you hold. If you believe in VeVe and you believe in the IP, you know we're going back up. So dollar cost average, it's always going to be your friend, even when you can't stomach it because you paid $2,000 for a freaking battle statue of Batman and Croc.
Oh, don't want to take a loss on that though.
Nope, not going to take a loss. I mean, look, I bought 10 when they went on, when they hit the market. I bought 10, regrettably, and I have 24 now. I bought a bunch, like $100, $95, whatever it is. It's stupid not to at this point. Sorry, but it's silly not to.
Yeah, for me, like people that come out from different platforms, NFT platforms, I'm sure they may have ran across VeVe or have the thought of oh, what if these big brands, these big IPs come into this space? I've seen on Twitter where there's, a little conversation going on about oh, what if these big brands get into NFT space? How would people feel? So I think with all these, the history that these big brands have already developed, they have a big trust factor and their credibility is so high with the world that people know them already. I think people need to also realize and understand, why don't we give this a shot as well? Versus just OpenSea, for example, and continually to feed all these random unknown projects. While we have now Disney, Marvel, all these big IPs that are getting into the space, someone that they can depend on, so I feel a little advice I would give people is give them a chance, give these big IPs a chance, because they've been here for some have been here for centuries, for a long time, 100 years now for Disney, right? Isn't this their 100-year D23 is 2023 would be their 100-year mark. So, I mean, they're still here, they're still striving. So I believe give VeVe and all these big IP brands a chance compared to what's out there in the unknown. So
yeah, and they're already giving them a chance anyways. If you drink a bottle of Coca-Cola, you trust Coca-Cola, right? So we got Coca-Cola on the blockchain too.
There you go. Exactly, So I think that would be a good thing for people to look at in that form. In the IP, these IPs are huge, I'm sure many people have grown up to see these IPs. I'm sure that many people went to Disneyland. Like you said, they drank a Coca-Cola in their lifetime. So, I mean, hey, we're already dealing with their products and, we're supporting their products. So now into this digital collectible space, I mean, they're not going to go anywhere either. They're just going to tap into it. They're also going to get a piece of the pie too. So we can't really run away from them. So what I would suggest is everyone figure out what you love, what you like, what IPs you like, and if you believe in them, then go for it. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Elite and Grub, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, experience, and mistakes and lesson learned as well. And especially Grub for opening up your VeVeverse home and give us exclusive access to your different showrooms and really incredible mint. And I just really appreciate you guys being here. today, and it was a great conversation, and I'm super grateful for it.
We'll do it again. Thank you, Will, for having us. Ed, always a pleasure hanging out with you, buddy.
Thank you so much, guys. Hey, appreciate you guys. Shout out to VeVe Army, guys.
Oh yeah, VeVe Army. Get with Ed. He'll get you a link. Join the army.
All right, guys, take care now.
That is it, you guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video. This is my first attempt of making this kind of like VeVeverse 1.0 content, where we visit different people's showrooms and vault and just talk about these collectibles. Just like people talk about their watch collections, their car collection, we are talking about our VeVe collections. We had a lot of fun and we really enjoyed it today. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, whether you like this kind of content or not, whether there are things that you think I should improve. All feedbacks are welcome. Again, thank you so much for being here. Remember to subscribe, because this is your opportunity to hear from VeVe's experts and biggest whales, sharing their honest opinions and their experience and mistakes and lessons, all of them to help you to make better decisions. Thank you so much, guys. I hope to see you again next time. Peace.